What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Brandino the Car Guy video. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your support in watching my videos and checking some things out. Today I'm bringing a tutorial video and a breakdown video of the Mercedes-Benz Hyperscreen. Okay, so what the heck is a Hyperscreen? Okay, Mercedes-Benz came out with a Hyperscreen when they launched their EQS product, which is our full-size EQ vehicle. I'm sitting in an EQS 450 4MATIC as we speak. This is a 56-inch display. Yes, I said 56-inch display. It's a combination of three displays. You have a 12.3, 17.7, and a 12.3 there for your passenger display. So a whole lot of screen. Everyone in the car gets a screen, okay? This is made of a scratch-resistant aluminum silicate. Okay, that's a mouthful of words there. And it's just a better quality glass, almost like Gorilla Glass, I guess you could say, to help with scratch-resistant dust, things like that. Of course, it's going to get dusty. It's a screen, it's bound to. But yeah, so I mentioned the Hyperscreen before. I've never really kind of gone over it. The other option is a smaller 17. I think it's also either 17 or 12.6 central display, no passenger display. And then you still get this display, but it's more floating. So that's the other option. In the E-Class, the all-new E-Class, you actually have a regular screen, which is also 12.3, 12.6. And then you have the Super Screen, which gives you the passenger screen as well. Basically the same thing, except this screen is detached. Okay, so what I want to accomplish in this video is just show you some cool things you can do with your Hyperscreen. Starting off on the most important screen is this forward screen. Okay, your driver display is very important because all your pertinent information when traveling, especially in an EV, shows up here. Okay, so kind of a brief breakdown. Left gauge here is going to be your power meter, or miles per hour. Power meter on this side. Shift down here, what gear you're in, your drive mode, and your normal or regular recuperation. And to change that, you have to put the car in gear, and then you actually use your paddle shifter. So if you use your push paddle shifter, it will go to normal, then to no recuperation, and you'll see D plus there. If I push and hold, pull and hold, it goes to D auto. Basically uses your front camera to slow you down when using recuperation, which is very cool. You can also use the paddle shifter, minus paddle shifter, to increase, and then plus is to, getting in the way, to decrease. So I'm gonna leave that to no recuperation, and I am in gear. You can see the P lit up there. Since this is an EV, you have the ready symbol and you know the car's ready to roll. This one does have the driver assistance package, which gives you the active steer assist and lane keep assist, and as well as the speed limit assist, which will capture your speed limit on the road you're traveling on with your front camera. Bottom left, you're going to have your two ranges, 181 and 182. Those one's just an optimistic. The other one's kind of if you're using everything in the car, that's your lower number. And you also see your range down there as well. Time and temperature is located there as well. Okay. Blue P is just letting you know you're in a parking lot that has available parking spaces, so you can use your parking assistant. Okay. So how do I change this? I'm sorry that this is extremely dusty. It's been sitting, give it a little blow, didn't really do much. But how do you change the display? What if I want to see my kilowatt hours? I can swipe down on the OK button here, and it will show me from reset, from start. If I ever want to reset this, just push OK, and then you can reset it from here. And then the back button will take you to the previous screen. Swipe down again. How am I doing on eco? How's my range doing? You'll see that bottom dollar number there. It's my minimum range right now. That's if I have AC going, ambient lighting to the brightest, navigation going, everything, passenger screens being used, things like that. Okay. If I swipe down again, I'm going to get my consumption. I'm going to actually zoom in here for you so you can see it a little bit better. Consumption here. Attention assist. If you're driving too long, it's just going to give you a vibration in the steering wheel, letting you know, hey, maybe you should pull over, take a break. It's not going to take you off the road or put you back in your seat, make you take a nap. but it's kind of cool there. I can put my music here, and if I swipe right or left, it'll go to my next station or previous station. If you're listening to your own music, it will do the same thing there. Swipe down again, then I have my map. Okay, so this will show me where I'm going in the world, which is very cool. One thing I did want to mention, when using CarPlay, it does not show in this display. Unfortunately, it will only show in the center display there. Okay, now how do we change it? Maybe I don't like the way this looks. Hit home, and then I have all my different options here. I have understated with this. This will actually allow you to change your ambient lighting, and it will change with your ambient lighting as well. And I'm just doing my ambient lighting from the center screen. Okay, so that's very cool there. It just shows you time and date. So, or excuse me, speed and then time there. Of course, you have time there too, so it's kind of redundant, but it looks cool. Less going on. If I hit home again, I can do, go over to sport. And when I'm in sport, you have like this little UFO guy in the center, which is your G meter. Basically letting you know what kind of G's you're pushing in your EQ. On the left-hand side, you're gonna have your power, the amount of power. And then right-hand side, I believe you have speed when you put it in gear. So definitely an interesting looking one. You can put the whole map here as well, which is very cool. With Mercedes Me Connect, you get a year of free traffic. Google search, so like if you know the name of the restaurant, you can type in the name if you don't know the address. Satellite map, and I think I said weather as well. So that will be cool. You actually can see buildings and stuff when you're traveling through like a downtown area. So there's your map. I can also do my assistance, which is a very Tesla-y feature. So if I have a vehicle in front of you, obviously I have a ghost car in front of me. There's no car in front of me, but it shows a car in front of me. When you have people walking beside the car, will also show little stick figures. Not really stick figures, but like holograms to the left and right of it. Kind of cool. And then I have my service. So of course, EVs or EQs in Mercedes world do not have oil. So they still do their inspections every year or 10,000 miles. You'll be able to see your Assist Plus there, which will tell you how many days until your next service, if there's any messages. And when you start driving, it shows your tire pressures. So kind of cool there. So one other thing I did want to mention, this does not have it, but there is an optional heads-up display with AR navigation. Usually what I would do is I would hit home, and then there would be menus above these guys here. I would swipe up to access and change my heads-up display. I may have that in another video. I just don't remember if I do or not. So yeah, that is your driver display. So hopefully that helps you customize it the way you want to. Okay, in the center display, just so this video does not run extremely long, I just kind of want to show you, this is the new home screen, and this is called Zero Layer. Okay, Zero Layer, you're going to find this in basically any new Mercedes-Benz nowadays. So it gives you your important apps all the time, so like audio and your phone. You'll barely be able to see it. There's a little faint little dotted line. Anything to the right of that is suggestions. If I want to get rid of it, I can actually swipe up and it gets rid of it. So just like that, won't let me get rid of the trunk, but little things like that. And then if you turn on make suggestions when you set up your Mercedes, it will actually give you little suggestions on this right hand side. If you want to change this, you can actually push and hold the home button, and then you can switch it over to classic, and that's what classic would look like. So it always gives you your apps always on the screen with the map kind of in the background. If I push and hold again, it will bring up that Zero Layer there. Okay, so top left, you're gonna have your EQ menu. You can find charging station, parking, check out range. This will allow you to maximize range if you're low on range. Charging, this is where you can change your SOC, which is your state of charge, what you want your car to stop at. You can turn eco charging, which basically sets it to 80, and it efficiently charges over hours rather than just doing it all in one full charge. You can open your socket flap if you have, if you want to pop that open there. You have the pre-temp control as well, which will automatically preheat or cool your battery based on external temperature when you put a charging station in your navigation. Okay, and then you have consumption. I won't bore you with that. You have other settings here as well for your navigation and whatnot. You do have a thing called Mercedes Mercedes Electric Intelligence. And essentially what that does when you come into route, You'll actually have it in here. You have to have an active Mercedes Me account. It will actually plan your route. You can adjust the charge you want to arrive at your destination with, and so on and so forth. I can do another video if I don't have one already on that bad boy there. I can search up here, find the charging station, view my profile, or switch stuff from screen to screen up here. So like that. If I want to drag this to the passenger, I can drag it to the passenger, and then that's what they would have on their screen when it's on. Okay. In here, you just have notifications. Your favorite screen, you can add favorites as well. Let's say if I want to go to comfort, I can add my ambient lighting, and it will save it in there as well. Okay, you also have your digital owner's manual. Back button down here, home, next station, previous station, all down in here as well. A little fun fact, when your Mercedes Me Connect is actually activated, if you go into the Mercedes Me app and you upload a profile picture, it will actually change in the car as well to customize it a little bit more. This one's here is brand new, so I'm not activating it or anything on this guy. So down here, you always have your climate controls. Okay, so your temp up and down, fan speed, this can be changed by voice. Auto climate, basically you just control the temp. Front defroster, rear defroster, and recirculation here. If I hit climate menu, this brings up my climate control to where I can adjust air distribution, turn on my heated steering wheel, which can also be done by voice. Turn on my climate control. If I turn that on, I can put it into Eco or Eco Plus, and basically when you put it in either one of those, it just basically changes the way the HVAC system works, and you'll see the little information tab here. It'll tell you what that does there. So maximum range, increases range to climate control with reduced power, so you'll see that there. Okay, you can also, if I click out of that, pre-entry climate control, I can edit a time. If I leave to work every day at the same time, or leave work, I can adjust that there as well. Okay, so defrosters, like I mentioned, this guy here, if I push and hold home, this doesn't go anywhere, it just stays right where we want it. Push and hold there, go back to 0 layer. So obviously with 0 layer, this only shows, your navigation, music, and your phone. Well, what if you want to see more things? You can go into home. You have your EQ screen, your apps. When you activate Mercedes Me Connect, you'll actually be able to add an Apple Music, a Tidal, Amazon Music, and even YouTube. You can watch YouTube directly in here. You can also use the browser as well with internet connection, that is. And you'll also activate a couple games like Puck, Shuffle Puck, Mercedes Me Quiz, and a couple other things like that, which is kind of fun as well. Under the comfort tab, this is where you'll have your seat. So if you have you can adjust the heat settings, and also if you have massaging or the energizing comfort package, that would be here as well. Okay, this is where you would pair your phone, hit connect device, open your Bluetooth menu. You can pair 2 phones via Bluetooth, one for Apple CarPlay. You can search your contacts. You can go through your device screen. This is where you can also pair a phone. Listen to text messages, which I recommend Apple CarPlay, and then gear for all your devices. You can go in here and see what you have connected. Okay, so that is everything in phone. Under radio, I'm just gonna pop back on. Oh, it's not. So I can swipe in the middle by changing my station. I have favorites up here, so if I save this as a favorite, it goes up into my favorites tab up here. And then I also have my FM station. So if I turn on FM here, mute it here, and I save this as a favorite, it will go to the exact same place. So they're all in one little spot, which is very, very nice. You can't really shut off the radio, you can only mute it. What I usually recommend to my clients that don't want the radio, lower it to the closest you can to off or to mute. And then when you shut off the car and turn it back on, you barely have any music, if any. Okay, so like I mentioned, Sirius XM, FM, with new Mercedes, you get it for 90 days for free. Sound quality, if I hit the gear here, I have equalizer. I can scroll up a little bit more. Sound profiles, pure and surround, equalizer, sound focus, loud normalization. I accidentally got out of that, sorry. Yeah, and you have Sirius XM. You can set up alerts for different stations or sports teams, things like that, which is super cool. Let's see what else. Media, this is where you're going to stream music from your phone, either via CarPlay or Bluetooth. You'll see those up here, or if you plug your phone into a USB-C as well. You can listen to it there. Sound settings apply to everything when you set it in the car, just so you know. Okay. From here as well, under info, if you're really technical with your car, you can see kind of where your power is going to, the front or rear motor. When you hit vehicle here, this will give you acceleration and brake, and kind of what the suspension's doing, your pitch and angle and all that stuff. Very analytical there, but it's there if you want to look at it. Devices is where you'll have your Apple CarPlay. When Apple CarPlay is paired up, you'll have it up here in the top left. You just press it. I did want to mention in settings here, under assistance, excuse me, you're gonna have your speed adjustment. So if you want it to yell at you for it will slow down your speeds based on your speed limit. As well, active distronic if you want to be in comfortable or dynamic when you're in cruise control. Active lane change if you want it to do it automatically for you. If it senses the left lane is clear, it will automatically transition you into the neighboring lane. Or when you put the blinker on, when you're in cruise control, you put the blinker on, your car will initiate the lane change, which is kind of crazy. Active steering assist only works in adaptive cruise control, so it's in there. Collision avoidance, all your brake assist, lane keep, blind spot, all is in here. Camera, open up the cover, set a GPS location. And then traffic sign assist, basically, if you want it to slow you down or give you a warning whenever you get a new speed limit. Under vehicle, you just have your sound experience where you can change actually how the car sounds, which is kind of cool. Some have multiples, AMGs have their own as well. You have a snow chain mode, creep function, car wash mode, comfort. You can adjust your easy entry exit. Belt adjustment if you want that on or off. If you want your mirrors to fold is there. And then dynamic select if you want it to start in a specific mode. Under light, you can adjust your dynamic low beams. You can do your farewell projections if you have the digital light package. Ambient lighting in here as well, and then interior, exterior lighting controls. And then in system, you can turn on your Hey Mercedes thing. You can turn that on and off from here. You can go to the settings, and you also have direct commands, which you can just basically say any of these phrases without saying that, and it will give you that command. If you don't like it yelling at you, like when you definitely want that on range, it'll tell you when the range is low, you forget your phone, or when you get in the car, it'll welcome you with like, hello, Mr. John Smith or whatever. If you can turn that off in this menu here as well. You can change your language. So if you want to learn a new language, displays, basically if you want the brightness high or low, or if you want the side screen off. What's really cool about this, right now we have the floating stars. Okay. Right now we're like in a standby mode. So if I want to change what that shows, I can actually go into settings, system, displays, and then passenger screen, decorative image. So then you can change what it actually shows. So there's the time, elevation, front of your car, Mercedes concept car. Oops. Come on. Sorry, I got lost. Let's go back to settings. Let's go back here, and then you have the Mercedes concept, the EQXX, which is supposed to have like over 500 or 600 miles of range. Very cool. So I can change that from there. I keep hitting the wrong button, sorry. So yeah, that's in there. Graphical goodies, but depending on the time of the year, during Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, you'll get little themes within your car and in your Mercedes Me app. Okay. On this left-hand side, you have audio, internet, and Bluetooth. You can purchase in-car Wi-Fi. You have to do it through whatever the third party is. You can't do it through your Mercedes-Benz dealer. You have to call Mercedes Me Connect or do it online through the Mercedes Me Connect store. You have software updates and factory reset in here as well. And then under info, I have a digital owner's manual. I can click that. Bada boom. And you have all that. You even have animations, which is very, very cool. Okay, so these will just show you videos and whatever features you have. But that basically is your center screen there. I know that's a lot. I kind of just wanted to make this video and upload it so that if you have a hyperscreen out there and you buy it from a non-Mercedes dealer, or you buy it from an out-of-state, or maybe you can get an orientation, you have this video to refer to. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to transition into the passenger seat just so you know what it looks like when you're sitting in the passenger seat. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so here I am sitting in the passenger seat. The reason I just switched seats, I know it's a little silly transition. I'm literally like 5 inches more right than I was a second ago, but I just kind of want to show you what it's going to look like when you're sitting here in the seat. I'm zoomed out a little bit. Let me just, boom, that's what we're looking at. Beautiful Mercedes-Benz concept, the EQXX. We'll tap the screen, you'll hit the power button, and boom, here we are. So I can adjust my volume here. I can see what's going on. I can have the playback go through the entire car or just headphones, which is cool. I can pair headphones here, hit home, next track, previous track, back button, voice assistant there as well. So what's the point of this screen? Well, there's a couple things, okay? I can be, I always say this to all my clients, this allows you to be the ultimate passenger princess or prince, okay? So when you're sitting here, you got your coffee on a road trip, your warm blanket, all good to go. You can be the DJ, you can be the navigator, you can be the charger finder, whatever it is, you can do that from the comfort of your passenger seat rather than leaning on over. So that's the benefit to this. If I go into EQ, I can adjust EQ settings. I can find charging stations for my driver, which is very, very nice. And of course, anything I do here will translate into the rest of my screens. So that's always really cool. So if I put directions in here, if I want to go to, I could type in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I can get directions for my driver so they don't get distracted, okay? Or I can just even be a nice passenger princess and I can look up chargers in our area so that we can go stop and get charged up before our trip or just before we go home. So that's really cool. I can make phone calls, like pair a phone, listen to music. So if you're DJ, you can go to media here and pick the songs and whatnot, adjust sound settings. Under apps here, again, I can play those games if I wanted to. As the passenger, I can even use the browser so I can watch videos, which is very, very cool. Adjust settings, I can do ambient lighting. Again, this is just allows the passenger to kind of take control and allow the driver just to drive. Okay, so that is your passenger display. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put it back to this thing is just crazy. I mean, it's a lot of freaking screen. I can imagine keeping this thing clean. Luckily, we have the screen protector on it. So, how do you clean it? That's another good question. How do you clean this dang thing? I say don't use any liquids. Just use an ultra soft microfiber if you can. If you do, just do a light mist if there's like heavy dust so it doesn't pull that dust across. But it tends to leave streaks when it dries because of the heat. In New Mexico, it's hotter than heck. So just something to kind of keep in mind. The vents are beautifully designed into the screen here. So you have this nice piano black that merges in your little vents here. You have 2 more vents that are seamlessly designed into the dash. Ambient lighting across the dash as well. And then you have the other vent on the other side. So overall, it's a cool screen. It's very quirky. This is what they launched the EQ product with. Again, there is an option for a smaller display. Same thing on the EQE, both SUV forms of the EQS and the EQE as well. But tell me what you think. If you have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't go over or something that maybe you would like to see on my channel, definitely leave a comment. First and foremost, though, I would love, if you did enjoy this video or any of my other videos, please drop a like, drop a comment, and please subscribe. Definitely, we're on the road to 500. So definitely, I think I'm at about 169, 170 right now. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Relax, take it easy, watch some videos. And if there's anything that I can do to help you, even if I never met you, leave it down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. Okay. So thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everybody. Take it easy. All right. Peace.